All right, we are going to use SPARKvue to make a graph. So launch the app, SPARKvue app. And we want manual entry when we have our data and we want to enter it into a table and make a graph. So I'm going to do the candy lab graph where we put candy in a cup and measured the weight. So first thing is we want to put in that candy lab, we would intentionally change the number of candies. So that's candy, and the units would be just counting them. The pieces would be the units. And then the y-axis was the weight. And we measured that in units of newtons, metric system for force. And the values. These are some of my values. When I put 3 pieces of candy in, there was 0.07 newtons. And I will continue on with my data here. 7 pieces, 9 pieces, 13 pieces, 20 pieces, just 5 data points there, and the corresponding weight in newtons. There we go. And this graph, the data is there, but it's not in the form we want it. A couple things. One, I left click on the touchpad and pull down to put my 0, 0 down towards the bottom left. I want this data to take up more space here, so I put my cursor on the numbers of the y-axis, left click and push up with my finger on the touchpad, and I'll do that a few times to make those data points stretch out there. All right, and that looks good. And I want to get rid of this connect points thing always. I just want to see my data points without connecting them with lines. That's not something we do in physics. So I will get the gearbox for the graph here, and it says show connected lines. I want that off. There we go. Now, I still think that looks like a line, and I want to put a line through it. So I'm going to use these tools down here. This one here with the points and a line going through it is the best fit line or a linear fit to that data. And I hit that, and there it is. And it gives me a box that, according to the y equals mx plus b equation of a straight line, it tells me the slope of this line m is 0.0214, and the y-intercept is 0.0334. Now, I have to make sense of those numbers and what their units are, and they do have units. You can ignore this stuff at the bottom. Those are statistics that we don't bother with. But that's how you make the graph. And this video was meant just for that. I will just add here, you could click on here and rename it to the graph for the page. And it's going to be whatever's on the y-axis versus whatever's on the x-axis. That's it. And at this point, you could take a screenshot of this graph and then do the analysis. What is the meaning of the slope and the y-intercept? Those are questions that are always asked, and you could do that using this information.